Position with Dr. Lionel Rawlins, the Assistant Vice President, Security and Safety of the American University of Nigeria, talking to us about the resurgence and recent attacks in some communities within Adamawa State. And we're back to that conversation where you were making a point on how dangerous it is for Nigeria to have some of its, or the communities affected rather, having some of its indigents, amongst the Boko Haram who came, of course, to attack that particular community. We're talking about the Barricade incident.
No, it's a bad thing, and it's dangerous, and it's bad for the community. But unfortunately, you cannot stop it because they are recruiting from the areas in which they live. It is a part of their tactic. It's a part of their recruitment process. You're not going to get all Muslims to join and not all Christians. You're not going to get just people from Borno. You're going to get people from all over. They probably have people from Jimeta and Yola who's operating with them. And if one day they intend to come here, that they can deploy those people to come here and do things. Maybe suicide bomb, maybe something like that.
I mean, but how do you deal with this wolves in sheep's clothing? I mean, because they're like sleeper agents, aren't they? When an attack is happening, they pretty much know about it, and the communities that are unaware get to pay the price. How does the security apparatus adapt to this? Because we've to say the least, we've not adapted to the tactics of the Boko Haram insurgents. Yes, there are no suicide bombers anymore, but the devastation is still there. You look at the numbers of casualties as well as the destruction.
The best way to deal with that stuff is difficult. They're sleeper cells. They're we call them sleeper cells because they're just, as you all know, they're just lying there, sitting. They're going about their normal work. Right. They could be working in a bank, or they could be pushing water or something. They're just waiting for a sign, a signal, a phone call to do what it is they want to do. So that is the difficulty in that we don't know who they are. That is why intelligence matters. You put a mole in there to get information. When you capture Boko Haram or you do anything with them, get their cell phones, get their laptops, get names, places. I am sure that the military and the police are doing that and sharing that information. But the proper thing to do is to get good, solid, straightforward intelligence. Who are these people? Where do they operate? When are they going to operate? What are they going to attack next? These are questions that we can be getting, and if we get them, we'll be ahead of the game.
But it's just mind-boggling or boggling when we think that this particular region is under emergency, and we still see attacks day in, day out, people being killed, properties being destroyed, and all of that. Is it that the military, the government has gone to sleep, and that is why these attacks are coming back to say, hey guys, we're still very much around, and this is actually, we can do more harm than you think we can do, even before we went into our hidings and enclaves and all of that. Could that be it?
They're not sleeping at all. I hope they're not. I don't think they are sleeping. I think they're trying their best. It's just that they're stretched. They don't have enough manpower. They're not using all of the necessary things that big countries like the US would do, which is intelligence. The intelligence will fix anything. It's not the guns and the bombs. It's intelligence will give us information. How did they kill Soleimani? Intelligence. They knew he was on a plane. They knew what car he was going into. These are the things, and you can kill people like that. Take them out one by one by one by one. But we do not.
But I don't want to believe the Nigerian military or the Nigerian government as it is does not have the intelligence we're talking about, or does not have the people that can provide this particular information as to where and when such attacks is going to happen, or where this particular insurgents have been hiding.
It's difficult for them to do that. It's very difficult. It's difficult for all countries to to do that. However, every country, major country in the world have moles. China has moles in the United States government, the United States institutions, and the United States have moles over there as well, working in the intelligence, feeding each other with information. When you get captured, they put you in prison for the rest of your life. In the United States, in China, they will kill you. If you were to do that here, and Boko Haram found a mole, somebody who's given information to the military, they will not only kill them, but they will torture them to death. And so it's difficult to find someone, but it can be done. And if they could put 2 or 3 people in there, we gather all the information. We know they're going to attack Garkida tomorrow, we prepare for it. And so that came back to what the original question you asked, were they warned before? Because if they were warned and didn't do anything, having a mole in there will not do anything. Because some people say, some people want the war to continue because they're benefiting from it. And I just find that to be preposterous, even though there's some element of truth in it.
This is not the first time, and unfortunately this is not going to be the last time we're going to hear or analyze an attack by Boko Haram in terms of devastation or lives lost. What is your take on whether or not through our strategy we're learning from our mistakes to be able to fortify our communities or protect people in an even better and effective way?
Well,
because we don't appear to be learning from our mistakes or from our shortcomings. I mean, it's as if
one of the things that I'm thinking about is we're still in a state of emergency, right? They can bring back a curfew. Maybe they're thinking about it now as we speak, because
isn't that reactive though?
It is. The only people going to be it will stop is the Shiller boys and the bandits and the rapists, because they can't move at night. But they will do it for about a week or 2, and then they go right back to what they were doing. When they figure out the system of the police and the military, where they are going, when they come, when they leave, how long they stay, then these Shiller boys start functioning again. It will not hurt Boko Haram because they don't need a curfew to stop them. When there was curfew, they were still killing people. And they have the ability to travel right now anywhere they want to go, and no one seemed to be able to say anything. How can it be that a caravan of cars and trucks and motorbikes can drive for 30 miles, 30 kilometers, and nobody see, say or hear anything? So a curfew will not stop them. The curfew will hurt us more than it hurt anybody else. Hurt us meaning the populace, the people. And especially business people, everybody have to get home early. Businesses are not selling. No one is functioning.
The adverse effect is quite unimaginable.
Exactly. So they need to forego that and think about other ways of going after Boko Haram. One of the things that crossed my mind too is when Boko Haram is attacking churches and killing Christians, there are people out there who believe that Boko Haram is after Christians. If people start to begin to feel that way and think that way, what do you think is going to happen? Before you know it, it's a religious conflict. It turns from whatever it is Boko Haram is doing to Christians and Muslims.
So it's just diverting people's minds towards...
Exactly, and there are people out there thinking that stuff. Can you imagine that happening with all the other problems facing Nigeria? We don't want that to happen. That's why they have to fix it.
There are definitely so many unanswered questions as far as this insurgency is concerned. We do hope that we'll wake up one day and have the right formula to defeat this dreaded group, because they've not only succeeded in destabilizing Nigeria, but they've also succeeded in dividing Nigerians along, ethno-religious lines, and that in itself is also a very big problem to handle.
Well, Mr. President is saying Nigerians should expect, aggressive onslaught on Boko Haram and all of that. Is that not just to, suit the minds of people and saying, okay, just be calm, we are on the top of the situation and all of that, or could that also be more or less a political statement and saying, okay, this is actually what we're doing, but not really taking actions towards ending it?
Well, as the commander-in-chief, he need to instill confidence in us that they're doing something, or they're planning on doing something. Even if they weren't planning on doing anything, at least in our minds, we think that he's going to take aggressive action. We want them to take aggressive action. We want them to go after these people and do the things that they did in 2016 when they pushed them really hard and pushed them back. Why can't we do that again? But if he make a statement like that, I'll guarantee you Boko Haram is going to attack some other town or village or city and show them. And by the way, they're getting closer to us.
Yeah. I mean,
they're getting closer to us.
If you ask me, Boko Haram has nothing else to prove. It is the government that has more to prove, because Boko Haram has shown time and time again that they had to stay and that they still are going to put the fear of God into people.
That is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
They're the ones who have to prove that.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
Thank you very much, Doctor, as always, for your invaluable analysis. We look forward to seeing you next Monday.
I like your attire.
I love your shirt.